everybody!
Welcome to another episode of Film Craft Reviews!
I'm Krystal.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're doing Ghost in the Shell.
2017 reboot.
The 2017 reboot. The live-action reboot.
Woo!
The one with Black Widow.
The one in America.
Alright, so we'll get started by telling you guys a brief
I'll keep it as brief as I can. No promises.
Synopsis. Ghost in the Shell revolves around a woman who had her brain taken out and got put into a robot body, and she is now questioning whether she is fully human, fully robot.
Blurring the line between humanity and machine and wondering which side she lies on.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically what happens, and we're trying not to give away any spoilers because whether or not you've seen the original anime...
Classic.
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying not to give away any super spoilers. I hadn't seen the original anime going into the movie, so...
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, which I was not really of the proper age to get all the context of it. However, it's considered by most, far and large, to be a masterpiece of a movie, and we can't really talk about this movie without talking about the fact that it is based off of a Japanese anime that is also the basis for a lot of movies that have been made, like The Matrix, like Dark City, like AI. Honestly, I'll talk a little bit about my impressions of this movie going into it, that I was not exactly neither one of us here are exactly to the level that a lot of other people were. I'm not like super a big fan of Ghost in the Shell because I haven't seen it so long. If I watched it now, I probably would be. So I wasn't like super highly anticipating it. I am, however, a diehard fan of anime in general, so seeing this, another one of America's attempts to make an adaptation of an anime, I was like, oh god, this ain't gonna be good. I want it to be, all the pieces are coming together nice, but still, oh.
It was scary because we were always terrified that it's going to be bad. The trailers didn't look horrible, but what can you tell from trailers?
The trailers look cool as hell. And even disregarding the whole Scarlett Johansson casting, which she and I mutually agreed everyone talks about, so we're not gonna talk about it.
I wasn't even gonna bring it up.
That's about the most I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna at least bring it up in the sense of telling people we're not talking about it in this review. So we're not talking about the whole racial casting with Asian to white person, whatever. We're just gonna talk about the movie of its own merit.
Okay, so my favorite thing about the movie, or one of my favorite things about the movie, was how visually pleasing it was.
Oh
like, aesthetically, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It perfectly caught what the city needed to look like. It perfectly caught what everything it needed to look like. It was very immersive. It pulled you in. The visuals really pulled you in and kind of told a story in of themselves. Like,
this movie, you can tell visually going into has a lot of basis in movies from the past that does kind of things like this. Like, you can see a lot of aspects of Blade Runner in it. You can see a lot of aspects of The Matrix in it in terms of its visual styling, and Dark City for that matter. And it's a gorgeous movie to look at. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, and it perfectly encapsulates what the original anime and in terms of its visual styling looked like. Like, every frame of this movie looked like a fucking painting.
It was very visually faithful. From what I've been able to see from the clips of the original anime, it was very visually faithful to the original.
Yeah, it was like going forward into it, like, this movie opens up with just nothing. It's like, it's not dialogue, like the opening of it, it's not dialogue heavy. Mm-hmm. It's not some kind of crazy action scene or anything. It's literally just watching her birth as a machine into this new kind of life form. And it is just, it in and of itself is like a short film. It's like its own short film, just the opening of this movie. Mm-hmm. No dialogue, all music and all visuals, and CGI visuals that actually blend super well into this.
The CGI was pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I am very, very critical about CGI, especially on big budget pictures, motion pictures, but this was pretty good. Both of us, we thought the pacing was pretty good for like the first 3/4 of the movie. 75% of the movie, pacing was awesome. Wasn't really too slow on the slow parts. The fast parts were done pretty well. The action sequences were done at a good pacing. It's just...
Yeah, straight from the beginning of this movie, they kind of throw you into the story, which is good. Yeah,
because that's what you want. When, in most movies, whenever you have a slow part, I am left sitting there wondering, can you just get back to the story, please? But not in this one. I was actually sitting there thinking, oh my god, I'm actually interested in what they're talking about.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, the way that Major Mira, like, the character that Scarlett Johansson plays, Like straight from the beginning, she is thrust into this whole world of espionage and corporate syndicates and all kinds of shit, and they
cyber terrorism.
Yeah,
is
cyber
what they're
terrorism.
fighting against,
Yeah, specifically cyber terrorism. Like she works for this agency called Section 9, and that's what she does, and then that leads into all the action and crazy shit she does. Like she does straight from the beginning of the movie. It's like the first thing you see right after her birth. So they don't waste any time in the story, and then it's all properly paced out from there as it all progresses and escalates.
Acting was phenomenal. There wasn't, I don't think, a bad actor in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think I'd see throughout the entire course of this movie I saw even one actual situated bad acting, bad line delivery, which we'll get into later, but not actually bad acting.
Yeah, I mean, Scarlett Johansson perfectly did the whole robot versus humanity thing.
Yeah, because she's already had such experience with that, like playing Lucy.
Pretty much, only this was a lot better.
Yeah, it's like in this they actually give you a lot more character to grasp onto, whereas in Lucy it was like a human who's slowly becoming robotic, and you're just like losing
We're not talking
all
about
interest
Lucy
in her.
though, so that
You're just like
matter.
slowly losing all interest in her throughout the course of the movie. Whereas in this one, it's just like no, it's a human who became a robot and slowly trying to rediscover her humanity. So you just kind of grow with her journey there through. It makes more sense as to why she acts so robotic.
And like I said, she plays it really well. She plays learning how to be more human very well.
Yeah, which actually couples with a really great supporting cast that she goes off with. It's like
her friend, the other guy in Section 9, whose name I can't remember, so I call him Cyber Eye Guy. Okay,
yeah, she works alongside characters like Bato from the original as a guy who gets eye implants, like cyber eye implants. And it was super visually cool, by the way.
It super suits him, but
Yeah.
he was a great actor and he fit in with her very well. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie, was the chemistry between the two of them and their actual relationship.
Yeah, between the two of them and with other agents of Section 9, like Toguso, like the chief, who was also a very Japanese, very, very Japanese character. And that's the thing, you see a lot of Japanese influence all over this movie.
You do, and it's really awesome. It's really interesting to see how that plays in with the characters' personalities.
Yeah, with the style, with the set design, with a lot of the actors, and with with some of the storytelling aspects, except for the parts where they get really American, which we'll get to that part
Luckily,
later.
there's no Hello Kitty all over the place.
God, that would have made this a much, much different movie.
Very different.
I'd have brought my nephew to go see this movie. No, the character interactions, the character chemistry between her and the rest of the members of Section 9 is great, and is the highlight parts of this movie. It's the character parts. Yeah, and they got humor between each other too. I love that. They go back and forth in their humor between each other. It really feels like a crew that's actually known each other and actually work between each other. I love the sarcastic banter between Bato, Robot Eye Guy,
It's fun.
and the Major. They flip each other off a lot.
It's pretty fun, yeah. So, the acting was great. They led to some very thought-provoking moments, which was the next thing we were going to talk about.
Yeah, so the depth of this movie, I can't say it's exactly to the level that the anime was. Only because there is a lot of
but we'll get into the bad part about that
there's
later.
a lot of focus on the on the action, so it kind of pulls from it. But in terms of actual depth in an action movie in general, this one has a lot more of it and is done in spades, really.
I mean, it has very well-written individual scenes that are very thought-provoking. There's one part where she is trying to touch a human woman's lips just to find out what it feels like.
I'm pretty sure she met a human/cyborg hooker. There's these scenes of her just looking at herself in a mirror, wondering about what she
Touching
is,
her
who she is
face,
beneath.
touching her body.
Yeah, and then there's the moment where Bato gets his cybernetic eyes, and there's this kind of emotional thing. He talks about his dog, is that he wants her to go see his dog,
that
so
was
his dog doesn't get
sad.
scared. There's a scene where this guy that they have in jail, where they're talking about how blurred the line is between his memories and his reality. It's moments like that that actually bring out the very big depth of this movie, and the biggest one is this villain.
Oh yeah, the villain. I love this villain. You end up feeling for this villain. You go in, you may think he's bad. You love this villain in the end. You can't help it.
Yeah, oh man, it's really tragic actually, because there is an intermingling between his story and her story, which I can't really go into without spoiling, but basically this villain has a real reason as to why he's committing these heinous acts, why he's killing all these people, and then when they actually have their moment where where he and the Major speak to each other, it's pretty tragic. It's pretty heartbreaking as to what's happened to this guy.
Yeah.
And it makes him pretty compelling.
Okay, so we'll go into some of the bad things now, and there's one particular bad thing that almost broke this movie for me. It makes me angry. makes him angry. It's annoying. It's bad. It's assuming we are stupid. We're not stupid.
I actually don't even know the thing she's saying. I'm actually.
It's exposition.
Oh yeah, that part.
There is a lot of exposition. It assumes that you can't see what's going on. It assumes that you have no idea what's going on. It assumes that you are too stupid to take context clues and instead just force feed you what's going on, and it's annoying and I hate it.
Yeah, okay, so going off of what she's saying in her extraordinary, just sweaty rant there. So yes, this movie does what a lot of other movies tend to fail and falter at, is that whenever you start presenting these incredibly thought-provoking, very highbrow aspects and thoughts and themes in a movie, it makes your audience think more. When you do that, though, whenever you start spoon-feeding information to your audience, it makes that a lot more noticeable.
It gets boring and it pulls you out of the already amazing story.
Like that amazing opening sequence I kept blathering on about. Literally immediately after that is the villain and the scientist that made her just sitting there and expositing their character and their motivations right at you. Like, not subtly, not with any real depth. They literally say, I view her this way. I view her this way. I want her to do this. I want her to do this. Cut. I'm like, you just kind of killed that.
They may as well have just been walking out onto a stage, introducing themselves and saying, hi, this is me. Why? This is why I'm perfect for this part. Why? I'm the villain.
And I'm the not villain. How's it going?
It's pretty much what they were doing.
Yeah, like there were scenes like that, like whenever she meets the main, the cyber terrorist, that they've been going after this whole time. It is a very beautiful scene. It's really cool. There's a lot of good shit in it. They do spend a lot of that scene, however, him openly stating exactly what's happened to him in his past and exactly why he's doing what he's doing and exactly why you should feel for him as a character. It's just like, okay, after a few minutes, that started to really drag.
I mean, they could have used more visuals. Visual storytelling is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's more thought-provoking. Sometimes it's better. We talked about how the pacing was good for the first 75% of the movie.
Yeah.
For the last 25%, it goes super fast and out of nowhere.
It goes 0 to 60.
Very, very quickly. It's like all of a sudden, oh, hey, here's the enemy. Big boss fight. Oh, you're not my enemy anymore. Oh, the enemy is going to jail. Okay, we're done.
Yeah,
like the last bit of it was all crammed into 20 minutes, and I'm just sitting here thinking, did you run out of money to pay Scarlett Johansson with? Did you only have her for 20 more minutes?
It was a very predictable story.
Not that the story itself.
As the story.
Yeah, not that the story itself was predictable, like I said, unless you'd seen the original anime, but the beats of the story, how everything goes, the flow of the fight, when the fights come.
It built a very American influence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of American movies that take aspects from other, from other country storytellings and do it really, really well. Like John Wick and The Matrix are really good examples of ones that took aspects of Chinese and Japanese cinema and intermingled it with American storytelling and did it really well. This one, however, felt like a Japanese story that was interspliced with the worst aspects of American storytelling, where things got really predictable, scenes started to happen where you knew exactly how it was going to play out and exactly what she was going to do. Final thoughts.
I went in with not a lot of hope because, you know...
anime-based movie?
Yeah, anime-based movie. I hadn't seen the anime before, and I'm glad that I didn't because I hate comparing the two like that. I want to see how well this movie does off its own merit. I actually really liked it. I was pretty sucked into it. It had its problems, so it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than I was expecting, like a lot.
It pains me to say that this is probably the best American live-action adaptation of an anime ever made.
Yeah, no,
but
it is.
I think they're finally starting to, I'm not going to say hit their stride by any
They're understanding.
but they're finally working on it more. They're finally realizing the flaws that they've done in previous movies like Dragon Ball Evolution.
We're not talking about Dragon Ball Evolution.
But it's another anime that was made into Okay.
We don't talk about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Or Speed Racer.
We don't talk about Speed Racer either. Okay, so...
I'm sorry, my cameraman's giving me a death threat because he apparently loves the living hell out of that awful Speed Racer movie. I mean, that fantastic Speed Racer movie.
So, my final rating for this was 7 ghosts out of 10.
Is that what we're doing?
We're doing ghosts because cybernetic enhancements is too long.
What kind of ghosts are we doing? Are we doing like a little brain, or are we doing like the box ghost from Dating Fan?
No, we're doing the Ghostbusters ghost.
Okay, I get I'm gonna give it the same rating, honestly, 7 ghosts out of 10.
See? Better than we were expecting.
See, because that actually plays into the movie. There's a ghost in the shell.
Get it?
The ghost is the brain. The shell is...
Okay, I know.
What?
They get it.
Now,
All right.
do they? Because I don't think the movie said ghost and shell enough times in that movie.
Daniel's about to kill us, so we're gonna cut this off. I'm Krystal.
I'm Andrew.
And this is Filmcraft Reviews.
Bye.
Bye.